he or is he not returning? Does anybody care? Really, how powerful is this particular individual now? And more importantly, will this be a huge historical mistake on behalf of this person? Who we're talking about? Well, for once, it's not Prince Harry. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well today. Yes, beautiful sunny day. Vitamin D galore for free. You know what I'm like, anything for free. By the way, thank you for your lovely comments about that recent London Palladium and who lied to Her Majesty the Queen. Very sad story, but that is show business, you know. A lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And as I say, the Palladium is a beautiful theatre Frank Matcham designed, and when you're standing there, it certainly brings it home to you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, gosh. As those curtains are closed and the band strikes up your music, you don't need much else, you know what I'm saying? It is a nerve-wracking moment, one that I've encountered a few times now at that beautiful theatre. Possibly not as nerve-wracking, though, as appearing on Broadway. I'll tell you that full story one day. Back as ever, though, to your breaking story of the day. This really all centres upon the alleged refusal of the current president of the United States, President Joe Biden. And apparently he doesn't want to attend our forthcoming coronation of His Majesty the King. It's a strange thing, really, because at first when it came out, it was on April's Fool's Days, and everybody thought, oh, you know, this is just sort of like a weird story, you know, it can't be true. I mean, after all, who would not want to attend such an historical event? Although that hasn't necessarily happened in the past, you know, presidents, etc. And it's a privilege, really, to be invited because you do go down really in history. You know, the guest list will be looked at in years to come as who attended and who didn't. It's one of those things that you want to be invited to. Now, he may send the First Lady, Jill Biden, in his place. Seems a little bit curlish, in my opinion. But according to a very good source, there's a bigger reason behind Mr. Biden's, shall we say, polite decline to attend. And as ever, it's all down to health reasons. As we know, this particular coronation is a slimmed down affair, certainly not as long as the 1953 version with our late and beautiful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. But according to a very good source, and as ever we have to say allegedly, this could be too lengthy for the rather struggling, whatever people say, President Joe Biden. I mean, as we've seen recently, you know, he's had some terrible time trying to recall names, seemingly not necessarily on the ball with the matter in hand. And I am being polite here. A lot of people over here are baffled by him, you know. Now, when you look at it the other side, if you think about the previous president, the 45th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, he would have jumped to the opportunity to come and be part of such a fanfare, possibly making it all about himself. But on a serious note, he celebrated Britain, England, the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth. He was very much on our side. And this is seen as something of a political snub. Not quite sure yet whether there will be a rethinking of this, but according to that good source, it's the length of time that the president would have to be seated, remain seated throughout that whole tenure. And that could be, you know, let's be honest, rather unpleasant if somebody is suffering from a certain particular illness or indeed just an irritation. I'll leave it there. But the bottom line is, we would say, Mr. Biden, the president, you are welcome, whichever way you look at it, seemingly because we don't want you to miss out on such an historical event. And after all, let's celebrate all things that are great about Great Britain. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.